Hello, everyone. I just watched Justice League, the Snyder Cut, that released yesterday. I was able to watch that film. It is a phenomenal piece of work. It tells you everything you need to know about each and every one of these characters: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman. Looking at it now, and comparing it to the Joss Whedon version, this is thousands of times better. Because Batman's not a joke character. Batman is legitimately a badass. And each of these characters have hold their own personalities. Like, it's not a different character just because the title of the film changed. Batman feels like Batman, Wonder Woman feels like Wonder Woman, Superman feels like Superman. Every cyborg, I've never been that large of a fan of Cyborg outside of Teen Titans, the original series that used to come on Cartoon Network. They all are phenomenal. The Flash is obviously the comic relief alongside with Arthur, but not as much. Like, there is a little tinge of comedy attached to the film, but not to such a high regard that you're pulled out of it. Because there's such a massive threat that joking around is not even an option or a thought that should cross your mind while you're in this situation. And looking at it, there's a few negatives I have. I know. One of them is I feel like some of the slow motion shots were unnecessary. I won't say which because that might be considered a spoiler. But from the first part and the second part, there are a few of them which I felt were a bit unnecessary. But they looked so cool, so I don't really care that much about it. I was fine with it, but I was like, huh, I don't really think we needed a slow mo there. But sure, cool, whatever. They looked so good, but they felt a bit out of place to me. The next one critique I have is Batman was not throwing around enough batarangs. I think he threw one batarang in the entire film. Have Batman throw batarangs, for God's sake. That's the most epic weapon he has in his kit. Let the man throw batarangs. That's another thing, but it's again a very minor thing compared to the enormous value this film has. The other thing the film really hits home is the importance of Superman, the importance of working as a team, and also establishing Darkseid as a massive threat without having to undermine anything else. He just has this demonic, demonic demeanor about him that you're like, yeah, I think it's best we only saw bits and parts of Darkseid, as I feel like he should be in his own film as the most destructive creature in that film. Like, I even want Darkseid to break Henry Cavill's Superman to see how that goes, because it would be phenomenal. Like, do all of his Darkseid things, like manipulate, destroy, and literally use the heroes of that planet to take over that planet. Like, I want to see those things from Darkseid. So this movie has me really hyped for a cut or for another film about the Justice League, about these characters. The last one really did leave a bad taste in my mouth. The JLA, the DC Universe had two good films up to this point, and okay, maybe three. Batman v Superman I did enjoy quite a bit, but it felt rushed, but that's besides the point. three good films, in my opinion, which is Aquaman, of course, Wonder Woman, the original one, and Man of Steel. Batman v Superman, I feel like they should have had a Batman movie in between that so we could have seen some more of a Batman. We don't need the origin story, which is acceptable, but I would have really preferred a Batman solo film where he is taking down maybe Deathstroke or the Penguin while also planning on how to take out Superman. Getting more into his mentality, that would have been really good. That's, again, a separate thing altogether. This film has me very, very interested and very, very happy to see more films that come out from this canon. I want to see a Martian Manhunter film, which will be amazing. I want to see the Flash film, which will be interesting because I'm pretty sure they're going to have some time travel shenanigans in there because Flash, man go fast, man has to break the timeline. Ooh. But that's a good thing. Having the Flash, a character like the Flash in your universe, we can have about 10, maybe 12 films a decade or so of these characters. And when these guys start to retire, we could have the Flash reset the timeline, and that sort of explains why everyone looks different. And then tell different stories from that. So we have already established the Flash can run so fast that he can go back in time. Then we've also seen the destruction Steppenwolf caused, and one of the most amazing fight sequences at the very end. That hopeful aura when Superman arrives, it is so beautiful. Just like eclipsing everyone else, showing you why they were afraid to engage when Superman was still alive, why the mother boxes did not want to activate it to summon anyone, because they knew Superman would be the one to destroy everyone because he is that powerful. His strength essentially eclipses Darkseid or matches Darkseid to various extents. But Darkseid is such a massive destructive force. It is interesting to see where this will go. We saw glimpses of Darkseid. We saw glimpses of the other members of Darkseid's faction, which is amazing. We saw Steppenwolf, and I do mean we saw Steppenwolf. The last one felt like a freaking cartoon character from like The Mask. Like, yeah, you look scary, but you're not scary, and you really have some mommy issues. But that's very annoying about that film. This film has me wondering what they're gonna do moving forward. The action was amazing. The soundtrack was phenomenal. Like, there are 2 points in the film where I nearly teared up because of the music and the acting and the directing all together to bring that scene to life. I teared up, making this one of my favorite films to watch. It's 4 hours long, and that says a lot. If I'm willing to, or anyone's willing to sit down to watch this movie again for 4 hours, shows you how good this movie is. Shows you the dedication, the work that went into this film. It's 4 hours in one sitting. Obviously, you can pause and we'll get up and do other things, but it's still a phenomenal feat. They made a film that's 4 hours long, so interesting that you did not want to pause the film. You did not want to go do something else. You're like, I'm going to sit through this, I'm going to watch this, and we're going to see how I feel about this. And after all of that, I feel amazed. It's a true work of art. It is everything that the old Justice League wasn't. And it's exactly what the DCEU needed right now. Because the Wonder Woman 1984 film was okay, wasn't that good. But seriously, man, like, they had such a good thing going with Wonder Woman and they made it worse. That does happen with sequels, but I didn't expect it to be so much lower in writing and quality. And also in Diana's morality, because that was strictly altered for the film's sake. What I'm really what looking forward to now is either a Man of Steel 2, which continues Superman's story, where we can have Darkseid sort of come in at the end and trigger the events Batman is watching, or Batman has had visions of throughout the film, and the others have as well. That will be interesting. But it has me more hopeful for the DCEU. I really want more films of this caliber. I don't care if the next Man of Steel film or Justice League film or Wonder Woman film or any of these films are another 4 hours long. If they can make it of this quality and be so true to the source material and to the fans, I'm gonna sit and watch it. I don't care. I'll watch it a dozen times. I'll be the guy in the cinema when I'm the last person there watching this film because it is so freaking good. But because of COVID, obviously we can't see it in cinemas. I watched it at home, like most of you, and it's a phenomenal piece of work. It's something you have to see. And I'm giving you my opinion on it and my thoughts on it without ruining much of the film because it is that good. And even me speaking about something minor that I didn't like Batman not throwing enough batarangs, it's a very it's a very me thing. Not nerd thing, geek thing. I think it falls under geek. I don't know. Well, it's such a minor thing that my only complete for complaint from this film is not that it was 4 hours long. It's like Batman didn't throw enough batarangs. Like that's my complaint. And the other thing this film did excellent, and this is one thing I will ruin because we've seen this in the last Justice League movie, and it wasn't done as well. But it's this entire sequence of Diana saving these children, these girls from the bank heist, and we see at the very end after Diana saved everyone, this little girl just looks up to Diana like, "I want to be like you," and asks her, "Hey, can I be like you?" And she responds, "You can be anything you want, princess." That's a very good message, and that was done in one line. Wasn't shoved down your throat, wasn't forced upon. It felt so organic that I was like, "Yeah, you go, girl. You do whatever you want." Like it wasn't forced, and you saw how badass Diana was, how dominating she was, how much of a hero she is. And then you saw how she inspires people. Because these characters all inspire us. Whether it be Batman, whether it be Superman, whether it be Wonder Woman or The Flash, they inspire us and let their inspiration come out organically rather than being forced down your throat. That's one thing I want to say. And this is done so well. Like, being the only female character in the JLA, Justice League. JLA was the old comics name, but in the Justice League, says a lot that Diana is considered and is at such a high level that is respected by everyone. Well, to be fair, she could rip out most of their throats in a second, but it shows you how important she is, how powerful she is, and how much she leads people. She does lead people into the future, even though the leader of this film of the Justice League was Batman, the one who brought everyone together, the one who built everything. But it shows so much that Batman and Diana were at equal footings of importance and of leadership without having to be sort of forced into your face. They were well done, they were amazing. And I also loved the Superman sections because you're like, yeah, this is exactly what Superman would have done. I would have really liked Superman's nanny, that organic being that is protecting Superman from the comics. I forget its name, but I would have loved like that sort of scene. Maybe it's just a bit iffy, but I would have loved that. It's really really good. Like you're happy for Superman, you're happy for the Justice League, you're happy for what they have accomplished. You truly feel that end section of them lining up and standing on top of the tower is truly earned because it was not earned in the last one. It was truly earned. And you're like, Yeah, that's the Justice League. I want to see more. What's next? I want to see more from this film. I want to see more movies from the studio. I want to see more movies from Zack Snyder. I want to see more authentic replications of the heroes and the villains we've seen in the comic book. And this shows you how a movie changes because of a director. I know Zack Snyder had to leave the last film, but it just shows you how two visions gave you two spectacularly different films. And it's a masterclass on how the one guiding the ship makes the entire difference. Because you're not going to get the same movie if you put someone else on the helm for directing. You're not going to get the same movie if the script was different. This movie exists because of the people that worked on this film. It will change drastically if you change even one person in the film, from the cast, from the crew, anyone. The film could change drastically because visions change, ideas change. And this film is just amazing. It's 4 hours of pure enjoyment and fanfare. This is something that we should have gotten in 2017, and probably by now we would have had more DC films and more films about heroes and more films about Batman. But we don't. We didn't get it then. We have it now. Let's be happy about it and force the studios to make more films like this, because your vote counts so much more than you think it does. By just not watching the film, you tell them that you don't like the film. By watching the film, you tell them this is exactly what we want. We want more of this. Make this again, but better. Improve on something you've made. Do not make the same thing. Improve on it, because that's what we deserve. All right, if you guys agree with me about Zack Snyder's vision about the Justice League, tell me in the comments. If you have anything that you thought the film could have done better, tell me. Because nothing is perfect, everything can be improved. Feedback is how we improve. And also, you can also tell me how shit my videos are. That might help me improve. Maybe. I don't know. Let's try. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to me. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.